Hello, I am PD Master Corey Russell, and thank you for everyone who's still on the channel. I haven't posted a lot of chess videos lately, mostly because I've been very busy with my college. I'm a full-time college student, but I'll try to post more often, and I have a pretty good game today to show against an expert. 2073 I played on chess.com. So anyways, it started out as a strategical battle, and then my opponent unwisely complicated the situation, and then the tactics just exploded, um, and resulted in a fun game. So let's see what happened. I was black, so we will see this from my point of view here. Okay, so my opponent played d4, and 6. So in case you're a beginner, always remember that the center 4 squares are the most important. e4, d4, e5, d5. And so in the opening, it's a good idea to have strong control of these center 4 squares, because from here, your pieces can springboard to almost anywhere on the board. So I might be playing a Bogo-Indian, except he doesn't let me play a pure Nimzo. I could play a Bogo-Indian, but I do something different. This setup I'm doing is something I've seen International Master Orlov do, and had decent results with it actually against and so I use it myself as well. This is actually kind of handy because what this means is if white goes to g5 and I kick him, he has to back off or he loses his piece. For example, if he were to do this, I win his piece. So I like the g6, and also maybe supports bishop and f5 depending on the situation. But regardless, the other thing too is my bishop. There's not much point in bishop check because just trades pieces. Which, if I'm drawing, that's fine. But he's lower rated, so I want to win. And on d6, it just hits granite. It doesn't. It's just I can't do anything against g3. And e7 is fairly passive. Not to mention it blocks the e file in case I want to do my rook there. So it's just. So therefore, d7 is just a better spot for it for me in this position. White castles. I castle as well. White keeps pressure on d5. He's threatening bishop g5 and then take and then knight d5. He's also putting pressure on b7, so I can't develop my light square bishop. So first I deal with the possible pressure on g5, so I do h6. White's worried about possibly the same thing, as I can put pressure on g4 maybe, then bishop and knight take on d4. So I can't move the bishop out because the bishop is protecting the b pawn. This is pretty common actually because I may want to reinforce d5 with c6, and my knight could always reroute to f5 or possibly even d6. So this is actually just fine. And the knight in e5, if you were to do that, isn't a problem here. Although of course it's very tempting, which he takes advantage immediately. And I immediately reinforce my center. So this move stops e4, at least for the moment, because if he does it, he'll lose the e pawn. The d pawn, excuse me. Now if he does e4, he loses the bishop pair. So, not to mention he loses the h3 pawn too, possibly. So it's really not a d4, at least e4 at the moment isn't really a great idea. This isn't bad. I mean the light square bishop, his queen bishop can't really do much anyways, at least not at the moment. I can get my bishop developed, because my knight defends the b pawn. This has a nice extra feature that if he does e4, d take e4 is a discovery on his queen. This defends the b pawn, which allows my knight to move if I want to, like say c4. And also puts pressure on threatening his h3 pawn, which he probably should protect it. Although Fritz, that's a chess program, says he should do a6. So Fritz says he should do this. And that's actually the move I was expecting. And he'd be alright. He'd be fine. And he does this, but the thing is I have a pretty good response. b5. And now, because he can't take on c6, and he can't take on passant either because pawn's on a6, not a5. Oh, excuse me. I immediately take the bishop. Now, of course, he does not take the knight, because then I would just go queen h3, and then I'm going to make an h1. Well, actually, you can play this, actually. But that's not very good. This is still a pretty lousy situation for him. I mean, I could do this, right? So that would be terrible. Yeah, it'd be a disaster. In fact, he'd go here, and then check, and then here, and then mate. So, he must recapture, which is great, actually, for me, because now I'll just protect my knight. Here, I was kind of expecting queen c5, actually. To attack my c pawn. I'm not sure why you didn't do that. I wasn't sure what I was going to do if we did that. But in any case, so he goes. So let's see. So take. He's worried about pressure on his king. And I think he also wants to expand the center, which is kind of dangerous because black actually is more prepared for a center break than white is. I wish I wasn't going to do anything anyways. Now, potentially, I can have fun discoveries on the queen. So I was happy about that move. Of course, he's backs off. You may wonder why I do this move. And the reason for this move becomes apparent is because I'm planning knight c4, and if he takes it, b takes c4, which will open up my rook for pressure on the b pawn. In addition, I have options of rook b6, or rook take a6 to win a pawn. So basically, I'm improving the potential of my pieces. And so general rule, if you're not sure what to do, improve the potential of your pieces. That is, put them better squares. Give them more squares to go to. Open lines so that your pieces can go to more places. Because all my other pieces are in the battle. So it's important to get all your pieces in the battle. That's how you win chess games. Don't leave no man behind, so to speak. And that's actually a good principle to follow in chess. Fritz says he should do e4, and he's quite prepared for it, actually. And they would put good pressure on f7, so that makes a lot of sense. But he goes h1. And this looks like a great output. Plus, I can exchange off his powerful knight. So I was happy for that. Here, he should do queen c2. And it's a pretty level game. I'm definitely better, but it's just kind of what I needed to do. But he unwisely opened the position. And now, according to Fritz, this is winning. So, even though it's not fun, he probably should just taken the pawn. And go from there. This opens up way too many lines because I have an intermezzo. Check. Check. Take. And now I'm hitting the queen twice, so we must move the queen. So the question to the viewer is queen c2 better or queen takes e4? which is the correct move for white to defend. I'll give you a few moments to look, see if you can figure out what the right move is for white. If any of you said queen c2, you are correct. My opponent played queen takes c4, underestimating the great danger in this position. And now we've been strategical for most of this game, and now suddenly the tactics explode. I start by sacrificing my rook. You say, "What, Corey, you're giving a rook or a pawn? How can that be good?" Well, the reason why is it's actually a sham sacrifice. Is because if he takes a rook, I am going to get mate or his queen. So, for example, let's say he takes here, queen check. If he goes here, I go check, I get his queen for nothing. And can I get mate? No, if he goes king g1, I don't have mate. But I do have queen for nothing. So I lost a rook, gained a queen. That's a gain of 4 pawns. So I'm doing really good here. Plus his king will open, so that's really, really good. So that doesn't work. Only other move is king here, queen check. Now again, if it goes here, well actually there it leads to force mate. Check and then mate. And finally, the only other move is here, and now I have knight check. And notice that the pawn can't take it because the rook pins the d pawn. So what this means is the only legal move is actually here, knight take, and then it's just a total disaster, right? The king's open. It's probably going to be made really, really fast, and pieces are hanging. I mean, it's a disaster. So bottom line is he cannot take the rook. The rook is untouchable. And so, but the rook is also threatening rook f2 check, which will lead to mate, right? Because for example, if he did nothing, if he did, I don't know. Oh, actually, that actually stops the mate. Oh no, it doesn't stop the mate. Check. Whoops, excuse me. Check, king up, and queen check, king up, and no, that's not mate. Oh, I guess it isn't mate, but he's losing massive material, right? Check. He's going to lose his queen for a bishop. So I guess it's technically not mate if he does d5. If you do something else though, like here. Oh, that's actually what he played. Well, let's say he goes up. Well, that's up to mate too, actually. So actually, a lot of defenses to stop mate. So he doesn't take the rook. He tries this. The stop rook f2 check, which is nasty if he doesn't do something. Unfortunately for him, that doesn't actually solve his problem. Queen check. Only legal move, check. And now I have a nice combination to finish him off. Knight e5 check, hitting the king and queen. Bishop's pinned. Only really move is pawn take. Rook check. Bishop is pinned. Only legal move. He actually resigned here, but this is what would have happened. Check, take, king here. Then check. Now, if he sacks his rook, he could sack his rook and prolong his agony, so to speak. But that does lead to mate, actually. Anyways, right? It leads to mate, because check, 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 and mate. So he still gets mated even doing that. Let's say he doesn't sack his rook. Because king here, just check him with the bishop. Oh, wait. Does that help him? No, it doesn't help him. But let's just say it does it, actually. Check. So he blocks. Check. He can block, I guess. Not that really change anything. Only move, and then mate. So, bottom line is, after rook d2 check, which is what happened, so force mate, and there's nothing white can do to stop it. And so even though he's attacking my rook, it still does the job of cutting off white from the second rank. So in any case, since it's a force mate, it's mating with 6 moves or whatever, white resigned, and that was the game. So I hope all you enjoyed this game, and thank you for being on the channel, and I'll try to get some more good chess games for you guys. See you next time.